This week, in collaboration with Catholic Relief Services and Catholic Charities USA, the U.S. bishops are calling for a week of prayer and action in solidarity with migrants and refugees. It's part of the 2-year Share the Journey campaign, and we thought this would be a good opportunity to shine a light on how the Church upholds the dignity of every life, including the unborn and the immigrant person. Michel Roy, Secretary General of Caritas Internationalis, joins us now from Rome, Italy. Caritas is the group behind the Share the Journey migration campaign. Michel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Catherine. Happy to be with you tonight.
First off, what is the goal behind this new campaign, and can you describe the current plight of migrant persons today? Why is this something Catholics should be paying attention to?
Well, the reality of migration is a reality which has increased over the years in this globalized world for many reasons. But people who are facing war, conflict, violence on one side, but also people who are facing more and more difficult life because of climate change, for instance, are moving. I think the images they see on television is also an invitation for them to move. But most of those people are moving because they are forced to. So we speak of forced migration. So the goal of the campaign is to provoke everyone to meet a migrant. Often people are afraid of migrants because they come from another place, they look odd, they may be disturbing your life. So just go and meet one and start discussion, dialogue with them. And out of experience, we know that this changes your vision, this changes your heart, you become open to the other. I think this is very rooted in our beliefs in a God that is Father of all. These migrants are brothers and sisters who arrive. You don't kick them away, you welcome them, you meet them.
Here in the United States, immigration reform continues to be a major policy issue and one that sparks a lot of debate. And last month, Pope Francis made some comments regarding President Trump's decision to end DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, saying if Trump is a good pro-lifer, he understands that family is the cradle of life. What do you think our Holy Father meant by this, and how is the Share the Journey campaign addressing that issue?
As Christians, as believers, we want families to be able to live together, to give the best of themselves, also to give birth to children, to have a normal family life. And so the campaign invites people to meet, and beyond meeting, to welcome migrants. Pope Francis puts the family very much at the core of a lot of his messages. This is hope. During the launch of the campaign, Wednesday last week on St. Peter's Square, together with us were a few migrants who are young people, alone, but there was also a couple of Syrian refugees, and both of them being sick, you could see how strong the relationship between the two was. So family is a natural space for anyone to grow and develop, and we should not deprive the migrants and the refugees from living in family.
Michel, about 55 million abortions take place globally each year. Those are 55 million innocent lives unjustly killed, and ending abortion remains at the heart of the pro-life movement. But how do you suggest pro-lifers can also uphold and protect the dignity of life for the immigrant person?
Migrants very often and refugees have gone through very difficult times. We may be afraid of them, they are arriving, but in reality they are afraid of us, and they carry on such a suffering that it's very important to be open to them and promote life, promote their life as being important to the eyes of God. I think Pope Francis is choosing very often a reference to migrants and refugees as being the most needy of our brothers and sisters, not needy only of material support, but also of love, very simply of love. To welcome them is something fundamental. That gives them hope and that gives them life.
Michel Roy of Caritas Internationalis, thank you for your time.
Thank you.